This is part two, response to Greg Meta. And of course, y'all know about the stuff in the back. I'm tired of explaining it. Y'all know what's up. But moving right along. So, where I left off was that it stands only to keep people down without having a way for them to help themselves get up. Get up. Now, I'm going to say this. All of these institutions, when you think about the education system, the legal system, churches, workplace environments, all of these are institutions. They are governed by the government on a large scale in a capitalist society whose goal is to make money. So the goal is not at all. It used to be about shame and reintegration, and I don't know the age demographic of Mr. Matic, Greg Matic, but um, it used to be about shame and reintegration, but it's definitely not. It's part of the capitalist economy. They have quote unquote federal prisons now, private prisons that are out there now, where that's what it's about, money. These monies, the more people they have locked up, the more money goes into government. Government is currently in debt. The U.S. government debt is currently in debt. All of us, the birth certificates are like paper notes on, their biological property, us. So, I mean, it's not about that at all. And one thing that people, including myself, I feel like, anyways, we need to wake up and realize that these people, places, and entities are not out there to quote unquote help you. Okay? So it's very important for us to find out what it is that we want with our lives, our focus and our drive is, and continue on a path towards that. Of course, taking into consideration all risks and liabilities that are associated with that. And I have to tell myself that plenty of times. People that have, become, I don't want to say disenfranchised because I don't like to consider myself a part of a corporation or anything like that, but have been ostracized from mainstream society, either by chance or by rightful reason. It's like, a lot of us are like children. We want to feel accepted, appreciated, and we want to believe that somewhere, somehow, because we've had all our rights and things like that taken away, that there's gonna be somebody that says, okay, here's a hand, let me here's a hand, let me you know place you back, or we made a mistake. But it's not like that. It's not about that at all. They do not give two squats about you. There's a lot of things in this system that we like to believe, these jobs and things. If somebody's paying you minimum wage, Chris Rock or somebody said on a recording, they don't give a spot about you. They don't give a F about you. They don't care if your baby gets fed, blah, 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 so and so and so. And a lot of these jobs that people that have been put in that position come into, they come across that, that type of treatment. Banning the boxes is a start, but there needs to be a legislation. Absolutely. Whether or not there's a legislation, it makes absolutely no difference. What makes a difference is that people bond together and work as a community. Now, like I said, I don't know if I've logged it here or not, but, and I'm going to say it again just in response to what he said. Like I said, one of the panelists stated, and he was an attorney, I forget his name, I got his card somewhere. Your voice can be a big voice in saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. You have to stand up for yourself. But the thing about it, the hard part is, again, when you have people that have been falsely accused and convicted, when you have workplace bullying, and you have mutability because of those situations, you don't really have a voice, So you want to say enough is enough. You try to, but no one's listening. And the solution to those that have been silenced through, I hate to say the word, disenfranchisement or ostracism from mainstream society and mutability, is to stand as a community. We cannot continue to say, oh, this group or this organization, has it. Like when I mentioned that to Judge Mathis, his response was, oh, the Innocence Project. We cannot, that was just a blow off. We cannot, absolutely cannot, put it in someone else's hand to do that. That's almost like you donating to these people over in Africa. You don't know where your money's going to. Your money is not making a difference because you donated $10. $8 of that $10 went to overhead costs to pay for an administrative person, the salesperson, the advertisement, when you could have met somebody right here and made a difference and found out what the real need is. All you're doing is just feeding the machine. That's all that you're doing. You have to take a personal investment into this. And I think, Mr. Greg Matic, just for commenting on something that actually had substance, in a way that actually touched on what the meat of the matter was, that was a great contribution. You made the greatest contribution ever. To one person, to me, or if you go across the board and search all the videos, and you made a big contribution. Because I was sitting here and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I have absolutely no voice. It does not matter what I say. I can post and post and post, but nothing's going to happen. Nobody is going to say anything of substance. And that's why when that girl, Lakeisha, I don't remember her, Latoya Singh, when she commented, I was like, wow, because she was speaking on actually relating to, what I was talking about. How she interpreted, how it spoke to her. She, at some point, maybe it was not directly, but could relate. And that's the human connection. And, that's kind of what we're all missing. So we cannot continue, again, to say this group or this organization has it. And this is just me because I was silent, so I just had to write my thoughts somewhere. So we have to ask ourselves, does this matter to me? Whether you're part of the ostracized and disenfranchised community or not. And if so, what can I do? It's not about asking what someone else can do. What can I do? And I have to say that to myself because, again, Lauryn Hill, she said, God, everything is everything. Everything that you put off on being on someone else, turn it around on yourself. Be your own worst enemy. Turn it around on you and see, what are you going to do about it? So, again, what I was saying was don't stop at banning the box, but continue on to grow the individual, because that's what it's all about. People that are deemed to be different, they were speaking about that, one of the guys, and how, those are the people that are harassed the most. And when I say different, they're just talking about being black, but I'm going above and beyond that. I'm talking about, being intelligent, maybe being quiet, maybe being hardworking, being innovative, being conscious and conscientious about the right things, And again, I commented on a Black Planet post that someone had where they said the average minimum wage worker is 36 years old. My response to that was, how many of those are actual victims of the criminal justice system? The comment was deleted. Now, we have to speak up for those voices that are not permitted to be heard. Such as people not permitted to be heard because, 1, you may be victimized by the system. 2, you suffered great bullying. 3, you just might be a quiet person. And you don't have you're not the kind of person that's going to run all over somebody to get what you have to say out. Or you're a person that's to yourself and you're a loner. So if you do that and you get the wrong person mad, you're not going to be able to get out of that situation. And it can be turned around to be made into whatever it wants to be made into. So, again, we have to speak up for those voices that are not permitted to be heard. The only way we can know is to care. And if we are to care, we have to get to know someone in that situation so we can be the voice of those that are muted. And that's the whole thing. So again, reading back over Greg Matic's statement, once again, thank you. There needs to be some kind of advocacy group. And so my question to you is, are you actively participating in an advocacy group? Are you starting an advocacy group? Are you working on an advocacy group? And kudos to you because you're talking to me, or communicating with me. So that's the start. You're supporting, through that means, someone who's interested in working towards the advocacy group. So my question to you also would be, if you don't mind me asking, what's your interest in this matter? Is this something that you have dealt with personally? Is there someone close to you that's dealt with this? Are you part of the legal system, or are you part of the disenfranchised? What have you seen? What have you witnessed? When you were little growing up, what was your belief about the system, and when did that change, if it has changed? And you said people with records automatically need to get their rights restored once done serving, and so forth and so on. But just again, because my time is up, I just wanted to say thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. Please continue to comment conscientiously, directly, openly, honestly about your experience. Sometimes, when you share experiences, and I'm going to admit, because I have this experience too, a lot of time your experience is not going to be the same as someone else. So don't get put off or offended. I'm here because I want to understand. I know my situation and my experience, but I also want to hear about the situations and experiences of other people, because it's about, go back to the old school, each one to teach one. It's about educating and being educated on those matters. So I want to know. So if you don't mind sharing, please feel free to. Most definitely, please feel free to. If you're working on some things or interested in working on some things, please let me know. Because it's just fire to keep the passion going, to keep the drive going, to just maintain the desire to keep at it. So I want to say thank you again for your comment, Mr. Greg Matic. And that's it. I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. I had something that was not so crucial to vlog about, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later, because I was working on something, but I got interrupted because of some things that are going on here. So anyways, peace and love. Bye.